and welcome to episode 67 of the It's Just a Hill Cycling Podcast. I am Jon, and today I am back with BSP. Brian, welcome back. Thank you for coming.
You. It's good to be here.
How are you? Started strong, and then I really fumbled it.
I like your lights.
We added lights. Thank you. We added lights. We'll see. Maybe, unfortunately, the remote control is just out of reach. Otherwise, we could be doing some things here, but that'd be too distracting. It was too distracting for me beforehand.
Yeah, we would. It would take up too much time.
Yeah. Bake-Off ride just happened. Where's the thing? This is from last year. You made these mini ones?
That's from last year. I made us. Well, I didn't make us, but I had my friend Elliot make us these small ones to commemorate the occasion.
Yeah, the first annual. We just had the second annual, and it was a lot of fun, and we made a 3D printed trophy again. Congrats to Dave. Dave won. Dave Posha went away with the cake platter with his key lime pie bites. Pretty good.
They were very good.
Can we talk about what you made?
Very good.
Are they Palmares? Is that what you call them? Palmares?
Palmiers?
Palmiers?
I don't even know, actually.
It's French.
I didn't even know that was what it was called until I looked up a recipe.
Yeah. You've probably seen them, right? They're like this nice, light, flaky dough, and they're like twirled. And what's in there? A little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of sugar.
Yeah, I think normally they're just kind of cinnamon and sugar.
Kind of similar, like an elephant ear. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of similar.
Yeah.
They were great. Actually, I got a recipe from a friend because she had just made them for a birthday party. And I think she just put cinnamon sugar, but the recipe actually called for like cardamom and orange and nutmeg and all that. Yeah. And I had it also. I did it.
They were great.
I thought it was great.
I would have
I didn't win.
Yeah, I'm sorry you didn't win.
But I didn't deserve to win.
Those, honestly, great. Those would be great on a ride, I think.
They would be nice.
You know, those would
make
be
sure
nice.
You have some water with you, though.
Yeah, sure, that's fine. You gotta have water.
Yeah, that's true.
The fuck?
You'd have water anyway.
Yeah, you gotta have water on your ride.
Well, I'm just thinking,
you can't not having water.
Make sure you have the water ready.
Ryan made gochujang sugar cookies.
Those
are really good.
They're really interesting.
And really interesting. And speaking of interesting, something I've never seen before, Adam with the pistachio chocolate chip. I've never seen that before.
I don't know if I realized Adam made those.
I'm pretty sure.
No, I believe you.
It was all like a secret, right? Because we just like put numbers in the thing. But I'm pretty sure it was Adam. Pistachio?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that before.
Pistachio
chocolate chip. It was interesting.
Yeah.
I like pistachios. Do you like pistachios?
Love them.
Yeah. Pistachio ice cream?
I like pistachios. Yeah, pistachio ice cream.
You know what's dangerous? When you get pistachios that are shelled. Like where it's so just the nut.
Yeah.
Just like you can eat them too fast.
Yeah.
Having to take the shell off. Is this like a John Mulaney bit? It sounds like a Jim Gaffigan bit.
It's like a speed deterrent. So you don't eat too many? Is that where you're going with it?
Yeah, like if I were to still do stand-up comedy and this wasn't a bit I was stealing from Jim Gaffigan, it would be like, those... And then you would talk about like shell. Does shell mean that the shells are on or the shells are off? It's one of those things like, they're shelled, Yeah.
But
that means they've been
shelled. That means that they've been de-shelled.
Right. But you say that they've been shelled, but that sounds like they have shells on them.
Yeah, someone put shells on them.
This could be a good 4-minute bit. It could be pretty good.
That's kind of it's like clipless pedals.
It's just like clipless pedals. Can we share that information? Because most people don't know. Do you know why they are called clipless pedals? The pedals that we use these days, why they are called clipless pedals?
Well, I think it's, in my understanding, is because before they were toe clips.
Right.
And that's where the clipless comes from, because we're still locked in, but without toe clips.
Right. Toe clips would be like a cage that goes over the toe. So you're like putting your toe in it. A lot of older bikes will still have
a strap around the sides as well.
Yeah. Right. So like
you tighten down.
Like locks your shoe in. Yeah. And so
locks your shoe in at the ball of your foot.
Right. But essentially, I'm pointing to my bike that's off the frame. Those are called clipless, and that's confusing.
Yeah.
My lovely wife, Jocelyn, she doesn't. That's one of the things she doesn't care for. She's like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't.
She's right.
She's right.
Because when you start riding, you clip in.
Yeah, you clip in. You learn how to clip in.
Clip into your clipless.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Bake-Off ride. It was a lot of fun.
I'm trying to think what else people made that were really good. Honestly, pretty much everything was really good.
Everything was really good.
I feel like there might have been a few.
There were about 10 different dishes, maybe 16 or so riders.
Yeah, maybe even 12, maybe something like that.
Yeah, there's some empanadas.
Yeah. Carlos made empanadas.
Sorry, Harry was whining. Yeah, the empanadas.
Ray made lumpia.
Yes, they were both really good.
It's really good.
Two of the only savory things. Is that right?
Yeah. And then you got Ryan's cookies treading the line.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Adam made some brownies that I thought were really good brownies.
Those were great brownies.
Yeah.
Holly's.
Johnny made some peanut butter cookies.
Yep. What was Holly's? Like a cake?
It was like a cake.
Because I was going to say brownies, but it wasn't brownies.
No, it wasn't brownies at all. It was like a sort of almost like a layer of fudge, maybe like a quarter inch of fudge, and then a layer of peanut butter, and then whipped chocolate cake.
No, there was whipped cream too.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think so. Or was that the peanut butter?
It was peanut butter. Maybe it was like
I was in a sugar stupor. I had a bite of everything.
There was some like, was it like Oreo? Rolled I thought
they were peanut butter balls, but it was like a truffle. Yeah, those were good.
Yeah.
Tom, I think Tom was his name. It was his first time coming to a ride.
Yeah, Tom. Yeah, he was very nice.
Yeah, it was great. Had a lot of fun. Thanks to you for helping facilitate the cake platter. Thank you to MBX for hosting. Yeah. Thank you to Elliot for the cake platter.
Yeah. Once again, Elliot coming through with the 3D printed custom cake platter, cake tray.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it.
But yeah, it was fun.
Stand.
We'll do it again next year. Now let's have a quick.
It looked like this.
Yeah, it looked like that, but bigger. You could put like
can you see it?
More pastries on it. Yeah, can you see it? Yeah, it's cool. It's great. I love that. I have that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Next year, it was cold. A lot of people braved the elements. Listen, to be perfectly honest, I was a little bit nervous about people showing up.
Yeah, me too.
You know?
Great turnout, though.
It was a great turnout, especially for a 30-degree day. It was sunny. It was pretty dry, so it was nice. Do we do it earlier in the year? Is it more of a Thanksgiving thing? I don't know. What do you think?
Maybe.
It would be warmer.
I guess it would be a little bit warmer.
I think, is global warming even real? Seems like it was kind of cold that day.
Well, I don't think it's global warming anymore. It's climate change.
Oh, of course.
Because some areas,
that's convenient.
No, because
that's convenient.
It's changing. Earth's climate is changing, and certain places are getting warmer, certain places are getting colder. The climate is changing. It's messing everything up.
This sounds like it would come from a guy who owns like a NASA hoodie or sweatshirt. I don't think there was a hood on it, right?
You think I own a NASA hoodie?
I think you own a NASA sweatshirt.
you have to check the pictures from the Bake-Off.
Yeah, I have pictures of you from the Bake-Off ride.
I almost wore it again, but I was like, he just posted the photos of the Bake-Off ride, and I was wearing that, and that was like 3 days ago.
It's a great hoodie.
2 days ago.
I like that you like space. I've been more interested in it myself because of you. Honestly, after the episode, can we talk about the drones?
Oh yeah, what's going on with these drones?
I can't talk about it on this spot. Honestly, everyone if you listen, you're going to be like, wow, they're not talking about bikes at all this episode because the drones are pretty wild. But I don't think so. Let's have a quick amateurs talking pros segment. Pew, 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 pew. A lot of big news happened. Got to talk about Tom Pidcock. He's on Q36.5 now. He left Ineos. They said he wasn't going to leave. 2 months later, he ends up leaving. He's going to Q36.5. They're not going to ride the Tour, but they will ride the Giro because Lotto Destiny is refusing their Giro wild card. And so Q365 will get that. And then Tudor, who now has Mark Hirschi and Julien Alaphilippe, they will be at the Tour with
Tudor, sorry,
Uno X. Sorry, those are the other wild card. Uno X. Those are the wild card teams for these events. Still no Giro route.
Uno X has done the Tour before.
Yes.
But has Tudor done the Tour?
Good question. They've never done the Vuelta,
I feel like
right?
they have not done the Tour.
Interesting. Well, good for them. And having Alaphilippe helps.
And Hirschi as well.
I don't like him.
I know you don't like him, but
you're right. But
doesn't
Julien
mean he's a good rider.
He's French. Mark Hirschi's
he's
Swiss.
I said about getting into the Tour.
I meant the French thing.
Yeah, sure.
Hirschi's a good rider. He's a fine rider.
He's Swiss.
Yeah, he's Swiss. So he's neutral.
I like Switzerland.
Okay.
So he's neutral.
Yeah, he's neutral.
Has Q36.5
ever done a Grand Tour? They've never done a Grand Tour.
Never done any Grand Tour.
Do not think so.
Oh wow. Yeah, that makes
I do
sense.
not think they've ever done a Grand Tour.
So, which one is Q? They're getting the Giro.
Yeah, they will be riding the Giro.
Pick.
So Pidcock will be doing the Giro. He'll be riding Scott bikes on that. But when he rides off road, he's still gonna be riding Pinarellos. The company that owns 365, or like the conglomerate business that owns Q365, also owns Pinarello. So that might change in the future.
Really?
That they're riding Scotts. I'm pretty sure it was a 2-year contract. This is the second year of them riding. I mean, those are nice bikes, I think.
Scott?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think they're nice.
Yeah,
I've liked the look of them lately.
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
You don't see them around here a lot.
No.
There's some brands you just don't see around.
Yeah, you don't see too many around here.
Yeah. Honestly, it's
Adam
probably
used to have one, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Would you say, not to go on too long of a tangent, but would you say? I would say that 60% of bikes that I see on the road are Specialized or Trek. 60%.
Yeah, easy.
And the other 40% are a mishmash. But you don't see much Scott. You don't see much Pinarello.
No, you really don't.
There's a couple around because Brumble sells Pinarellos. So like Cal rides one.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, there's a couple around. But you just don't see them much. You don't see Orbe as much.
Yeah.
I'm so fascinated by
mainly
that.
Trek and Specialized.
You know what's also interesting? Living where I live now, you know what I see a lot less of? Cyclists in general.
Really?
I've been living here like a month and a half. I've done 30 rides, right, in like 45 days. I've maybe seen 4 cyclists.
Wow.
Yeah, it's wild. And the riding's great.
Yeah.
It's like a lot hillier.
Well, I mean, it's also been cold.
True.
But I wouldn't be surprised if, there was a little bit less of a number of riders up in this area than where you were before. Because you got people, when you were further south, there was people from, I don't know, all like Narragansett, East Greenwich, North Kingstown, that whole area.
Yeah, for sure.
You kind of were hitting the edge of that bubble.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not happening.
But what else? What else in racing news? Anything else?
That's all I have. Well, I mean, it's very the next season starts very soon, right? I actually think 1 month from today is the start of the Tour Down Under.
Tour Down Under.
Yeah, I want to say it's January 17th, not to dox the podcast. We're recording.
And that's the first one,
December 17th. That's the first tour,
for UCI, whatever.
World Tour race.
World Tour race.
Yeah. Not a Grand Tour, but like a World Tour, 1 week.
And then it moves to
UAE Tour.
Yeah, I was saying that it moves to like the Middle East tours.
Yeah. There's a bunch of stuff that happens in like Australia. There's like the Cadell Evans Road Race, the men's and the women's. The women's has a different name. Tour Down Under, those sort of things happen. And then, they go to the Middle East, and that's like the Saudi Tour, UAE Tour. That's all like the first stuff. And then you get the Cobbled Classics, and then the Giro is in May. So that's the first Grand Tour. But we'll have a lot to talk about. I mean, a lot, sort of. Remco crashed. That's not good. Remco got doored by a post office worker. Postal
training
worker,
or something?
while he was training, going through a town. Door opened, and I believe he, correct me if I'm wrong, sternum, ribs, and maybe scapula. Yeah. A couple things weren't good. He was going to be off the bike for a little bit, so we'll see. It's unfortunate. Jeez. And speaking of that team, Patrick Lefebvre is out of Quick-Step.
Is he already gone?
Yeah, he's gone. He's done. So he's no longer the CEO of the team. So I can't think of the other guy's name. Okay, we are back. We're going to talk about selling things online. This was like a note that I probably had in the show notes for a while.
Yeah.
And you were like, hey, I want to talk about that a little bit. So what made you say that? And I guess if you don't know, we mean selling things secondhand, right? Whether it's yourself or you're buying things, Facebook Marketplace, Pink Bike, Gear Trade, whatever it is. We'll talk about all of the different ones. But why did you want to bring it up?
It caught my eye because I've been trying to sell a couple pairs of shoes.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure people out there have seen.
Well, if they haven't seen, where can they find them? They're on Marketplace?
Yeah, they're just on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
Selling one pair of mountain bike shoes.
Yep.
And a winter, and then the second pair is like a winter gravel mountain bike shoe.
Yeah.
45 North. Very nice. I really liked it. I just don't have that gravel bike that I was using those shoes with anymore, so that's why I'm selling them. But yeah, I've got a lot of hits on the winter shoes, but no sales yet.
Just
like people inquiring about them.
Are they just saying, is this still available?
Couple of those that I feel like were like bots or something.
Is this still available?
Yeah, they just hit the quick, is this available? I'm like, yes, do you want it?
Yeah.
And then nothing after that.
That happens a lot.
Why did you ask?
I'm trying to sell an Apple Watch charger, like stand, for like $10. And everyone is like, is this available? Yeah. And you just nothing, no response.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do have more success selling cycling stuff than I do like random things, But like, it is good to like sell unused older items. Cycling gear can be expensive, and it can also like pile up, especially if it's like such a hobby. Like, I have stuff in this room that like, I have a helmet that someone gave me because they thought it was fun. Someone that I work with. Thank you, Bob, for this helmet. It's not meant to be worn, I have this old school Bell helmet from when my dad was on like Team Sara Lee that says Stenning on it. And I have these like red Nike cycling shoes that, I don't know, maybe I found it at a thrift store, or maybe were my dad's. No, I think I found them at a thrift store.
Are those indoor shoes?
They're just like regular old school outdoor shoes with a carbon sole and 3 Velcro straps on the top. But Nike was like cool. Cycling because of Lance. Lance was like a huge American star, and so like there was Nike gear, like there was Nike kit that like was sort of. Lance was like the poster child, the poster boy for American cycling. And that was around that time. Mm-hmm. I've tried to wear them. They're not comfortable. They're just like, they're kind of floppy. They are my size, but they're just like not. They didn't work out. But that's okay. I think they're fun. But that being said, that's something that I wouldn't want to sell. I like to have them back here, know. But then I have other shoes. Like I'm trying to sell a pair of road shoes right now. Some like nice S-Works Vent road shoes, I'm trying to sell them for like $50. They're nice shoes. They're worth way more than $50. I hardly ever like really wore them. I wore them for like half a season. They were kind of like a really hot weather shoe. But I ended up liking my Shimano shoes more. That's just what happens, right? Like you kind of have to try out things a lot in cycling to figure out whether or not they work. And because these things are expensive and you don't want to just throw things away, you try to sell them, right? So like, you're using Facebook Marketplace? Yeah. To sell these things? Have you tried the other ones? Have you tried like Pink Bike?
No, I haven't.
Yeah. Pink Bike's not bad because I'm also sort of involved with helping NBX sell things like on social media, on Facebook and on Pink Bike. I've posted both things. Pink Bike does have a much bigger mountain bike community. Their buy-sell page is just a sort of a portion of like what they do on the grander scheme of things. Like they have videos and blogs and stuff, and it's like very informative website. So like buy-sell is just like a small portion of it. Right. I think Facebook Marketplace does a pretty good job for the most part. Like I have like looked at a lot of bikes on there. I have sold I've never sold a bike on there. I bought a couple.
I did actually sell my gravel bike on Facebook.
Yeah. Your bike, yeah. But I've sold much more like smaller things. Yeah. Like shoes or whatever,
I know you've gone through periods of like selling a lot of smaller things just to like kind of, because they accumulate, like you said. So like, why not just try to get stuff out? You have so much stuff hanging around.
Oh yeah. Like
you might as well try to get some of it away.
Yeah, exactly.
For at least a couple bucks, Yeah,
exactly.
Honestly, for me, selling things secondhand, I probably haven't sold more than like 10 things on Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I just feel like I don't have enough motivation to just like take the pictures and make the post and deal with it. It's just kind of like there's that hump for me.
It can be such a pain.
Yeah.
But like it is relative. I don't know. I've had mostly easy interactions. I've bought like bars and stem full one piece things. I've bought like tires that people like, thought they wanted, but they didn't. So they just like mounted them, like, okay, I'll buy that tire for like 60% of its MSRP. You know what I mean? The thing is like these days most of the things I buy are from MBX, you know? And so it's hard for me to justify spending my money like elsewhere, you know, because like I want to support the shop, and that's the best way to do it, you know? It's like buy things there.
Yeah.
But I look at things a lot. I actually just found a bike that I got that I will be like having at my parents' house on Facebook.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And it's a Focus is Alco. Or maybe I should know how to say the name of the bike. It's a Focus, and it's a road bike with rim brakes. And I'm gonna have it down to my parents' house, so like I have a bike to ride while I'm down there.
Oh, cool.
But that was like a very smooth experience, and that person is like a good seller. You know, you take good, clean photos. You know, you post a good description. I also do. Do you know I manage like one of the local Facebook marked buy sell groups in Rhode Island?
I don't know. I don't think I knew that.
It's called RI Bicycle Buy Sell Trade. And there was a Rhode Island regional bike swap page.
Yeah.
And there was no one administering it. And so like there'd be washing machines and there'd be boats. And like I would like flag the posts and like message the admins like, these are not bikes. And no one was doing anything. So I just created a group, and now it has more members than that other group.
Really?
And so, yeah.
I think I'm part of that too.
Oh, you've posted on it. You just don't know whether or not I'm the admin.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that you were an admin.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I like created it.
Or the admin.
Well, no, I'm one, like, what is, there's admins and there's moderators. What? Yeah. I started it, but Cole, friend of the podcast, Cole Callahan, that we've ridden with a bunch, he helps me. There's a couple other people that like help. They'll like flag posts, or they'll like thumbs up posts, you know, because people will, you know, press the wrong button. It happens, you know what I mean? Like there are mistakes that happen.
Sure.
But
there's honest mistakes.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it doesn't really matter.
But you know, moderators got to moderate.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so we moderate, you know? Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. We meet up on Fridays for beers down at the pub, and we talk about everything we moderated over the week.
Yeah. Everything you kicked off there.
Yeah, but so like that is I've seen you see a lot of different things, you know, like because people will post like just $25 bikes, you know what I mean? Because they flip bikes or whatever, they find them, they fix them up, they want to sell them for $50. You know, there's a lot of people that do that, and so you see this sort of like all across the board of like higher end stuff, you know, to like these like $25 bikes, and the things move pretty swiftly, you know. It's interesting that like people, these like $50 bikes like sell, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's interesting like what the market for used things is in a funny place right now, because like everyone bought so much stuff during COVID, you know, and then people's time change, priorities change, you know what I mean? You don't like ride as much, and so you're not buying as much as you were. But there was like a 2-year period where people were just like going gangbusters and like buying bikes and like buying gear, you know. But like a bike lasts, and if you're not one of those people that buy a bike every year or like every season of a bike, you know, like every time a new Madone comes out, you buy the Madone, you know, you sit on your bike for like 4 or 5 years. Well, if enough people do that, you know, then there isn't product that moves. And so like, I think right now it's kind of is a nice like buyer's market. There's a lot of stuff out there. You can get bikes for like a pretty good price, you know. There are still people that like price bikes ridiculous. Like you see $13,000, $15,000 bikes that it's just like, this is used?
Used?
This bike is used? Oh, only ridden 500 miles. Like I feel like it would need to be, and that's the interesting thing. Like, you know, I think about it a lot. I don't want to get a replacement for my Cervelo anytime soon. Like I will ride it for another year. It has 25,000 miles on it now.
Wow.
I would love to get it to 40,000 miles, if not 50 in its like lifetime. But I think at least I'll ride it for another season. And to me, that's like 10,000 plus miles, you know? So hopefully I get another 10,000 miles on it at least. That being said, I often think about, God willing.
Because, I mean, you're good with upkeep, so.
Yes, I rode today, and I wiped it down right afterwards. This time of year, you got to freaking wipe down your bike. If you're riding outside, let me break it down for you.
Got all that salt and stuff.
Right. A lot of salt, a lot of grit, a lot of grime. You know, it's wet a lot of the times. Just wipe down that chain real quick. Backpedal on that chain. Take a little brush to it if you want. A little nice, easy with a microfiber. Backpedal. And then wipe down the frame. It's not hard.
Easy peasy.
It's easy peasy. And it's going to sit better like that.
You do it like you were just playing a...
Yeah, dude. That's my
violin.
That's my viola. Wiping the chain down. Yeah. But I often think about like how I would want to like spec out my next bike, because I've spent so much time on this bike. I know what works for me. I know what doesn't. I know what things I would like want to do like a little bit differently, because, you know, sometimes circumstances happen and like the bike that you have is the bike that you have. You're not just going to like change everything on it. You know what I mean? As much as I might not love X on the bike, you just keep riding it because it's fun to ride. But then the next one, you know, like, do you go and find something on Marketplace, or do you like from a bike shop buy a frame, buy the, you know what I mean? Like, I like the idea of like getting this cranks that I want, getting the width of like bars that I want, you know what I mean? Like, getting the right wheels for the frame, you know, like it doesn't need to be like brand compatibility, you know, but like if you want to have a more aero ride, get more deep dish wheels, you know what I mean? Or like go for a brand that has deep, or if you want like full bling, you get some like Princeton Carbon Works, like the $3,500, like, you know, Wake, whatever the Evolution Wild thing, you know what I mean? Like if that's what you want, then that's fine. But like, it's funny. And I guess I say that because like there are bikes that are like $13,000 and it's just like S-Works Tarmac SL8, Roval wheels, Roval bars. They're 42. The cranks are 172.5. I want to run 165s. I'm not, even though that's a nice bike, you know what I mean? Like, so like, I don't know. The Marketplace thing is also, I did buy a bike once that arrived cracked. Yeah. Do you remember this? I bought a giant TCR before I bought the Trek Amanda that became the Cervelo, right? Because the Amanda cracked.
Right.
Well, there was a giant TCR before that I bought through Facebook Marketplace and used. Oh no, I'm sorry. No, it was Facebook Marketplace. I used PayPal, goods and services.
You know, I do remember this actually.
And it showed there was a hole in the frame, like by the bottom bracket. There was a hole, like something pierced the box and sent a hole through the frame. And the guy, it was not easy. The guy was like, well, what do you want me to do? And I was like, I'm going to send the bike back to you and you're going to refund me, you know? He's like, how does that work? I was like, I'm just going to go. I just went through PayPal, you know, and they like treated it very well. You know, I got my money back.
I remember that now because you paid through PayPal. Yeah. And that was like the saving grace of the situation.
Yeah. Because he was like, you need to pay to ship it back to me. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, then I went through PayPal and they like covered it all. You know, like they figured it all out. They printed out a label for me and everything. It was pretty nice. But I mean, there are a lot of pros and cons. You know, like I think Facebook Marketplace does a good job. I hate to be like, I don't like Facebook. Facebook like sucks. But this is one of the things that I actually find useful about it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The thing is,
I don't go on Facebook. The only time I go on Facebook is to go on Marketplace.
That's really all I do too.
Shopping for just like check prices of things. Yeah. And to help other people find items and or bikes over the past couple of years, just like looking at used bikes. And that's my only experience with Pink Bike as well, is like just looking at used gravel bikes and road bikes.
I bought my Salsa Warbird on Pink Bike from a bike shop in Iowa. Sorry, flyover states. I'm getting really political on this episode.
Yeah, geez.
Yeah, I was political a couple
Drones, times. Global warming, flyover states.
Global warming. Oof. The other day it was 12 degrees.
Yeah, it's going to be single digits next week.
What about like, is it? I'm getting out of here. I'm going to Florida.
Oh yeah.
Woo, I'm out. So I talked about Gear Trade a little bit. There was what was it? Pros Closet. It's not around anymore.
Yeah, the Pros Closet. Yeah,
Gear Trade is very similar, where like it's just all on consignment. Some shops will help you too, and like I know MBX specifically will like help you. They'll get you like a Kelly Blue Book value of your bike. Yeah, and like they'll help you facilitate like Kelly Blue Book buying the bike from you essentially. Because I know a lot of people know that about cars, but Kelly Blue Book also values bicycles, and they value my Cervelo R5 at $1,100.
Nice. That's the same valuation of my Fazzari.
Rude as hell. I thought that was
rude. Interesting.
Well, so let's be clear. It was Also cracked. I have a history of cracking frames. The chain. I dropped my chain once, and I didn't stop putting down the power, and the chain ate into the chainstay. And that was at probably mile, maybe 7,000 of that bike. So I've put 18,000 miles on a fully fixed carbon frame. Ruckus Composite fixed that bike, and I couldn't be happier with it. Yeah.
I was just thinking about where that happened.
Very close to where I live now.
Yeah.
Yes, very close.
Yeah, coincidentally.
And I rode 30 miles home after it. Yeah, and I didn't realize it till the next day when I went to go really clean the bike. And it was, my heart sank.
Yeah, I remember that day.
Yeah. But hey, it all worked out. But yeah, next bike I buy, I'm not doing it on Marketplace, I don't think. Just like fully spec it out from the shop. I want tiny cranks. I want narrow bars.
Yeah, I got the 160s right now.
You got 160s?
Yeah.
Jealous. I have 165.
It's great. Honestly, it took a while to get used to.
Yeah.
But I am definitely fully used to it. It's probably been, oh gosh, now I don't know how long it's been. It's been a while that I've had them on.
Yep. Yeah, they're great.
But it took me a while to get used to.
Yeah.
There's because I went from 172.5 to 160.
Yeah, that's a big jump.
And I just felt like I was just going like this for such a long time.
I went to 170.
I like it now though. I love it.
Yeah.
It's comfy.
Yeah. Good. It's supposed to be helpful in a million different
So
ways.
I just went to go sell some shoes the other day. I met up with somebody.
Oh.
And actually it was right after the Bake-Off ride. I drove up to Providence to meet a person who was coming down from somewhere in Mass, and they were going out to the Cape for the rest of the weekend or something. And so we met.
What a New England weekend.
We met at India Point.
Yeah. It's a good safe spot, it feels like.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Yeah.
And it was really cold out that day, so like there wasn't even that many people out. So I just pulled into like that one main lot.
Yeah.
And there was plenty of spots. Whatever. So it was like, it was out of the way for me to go there. And then he was like, and ended up being like a half hour late. So I did some Christmas shopping on the east side. So it all worked out in the end. But then he didn't fit into the shoes.
Oh.
And he felt bad.
Yeah.
Obviously. Like, it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
You have someone come out who's already said, it was out of their way to get here. And then the shoes didn't work out. So he was like, I feel bad. Can I give you some money? And I was like, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Sure. So he gave me some cash.
Give you an appearance fee.
Yeah. So like,
that's great.
I mean,
that's actually pretty nice.
I wish they fit. Yeah.
Sure.
He was super nice. We had good conversation.
Of course you wish they fit.
He was a nice guy.
Yeah. You would have gotten rid of him. He would have had him.
Yeah.
You would have had more money.
I wish they worked out.
Than the compensation cash.
Yeah.
That you got.
Yeah. But anytime I've sold stuff, I'd say for the most part, I can't think of like an actually negative interaction that I've ever had. Everything's been good.
No, I've
had good interactions with people.
Yeah. One of the most interesting things ever, I sold something on Marketplace and I met the guy at the URI Bay campus. And I don't know if you know, but at the URI Bay campus, which is in Narragansett, like Saunderstown, Narragansett line, there's a nuclear reactor and a giant cooling tank. And the person that I met there was the security guard. And he was like, I meet you here. I can meet you between like this time and that time. And I met him there. And it wasn't far from where I lived at the time. And I was like, do you go to school here? Or something like that. Like small talk, And he was like, no, I'm a security guard for the nuclear reactor. And I was like, excuse me? I had no idea. Yeah.
No, I didn't know
there's
that.
a big giant tank. You can see it like when you see outside the building. There's a big giant like concrete structure.
Yeah.
And inside it is a cooling tank. And in the middle of the cooling tank is the nuclear reactor. And they do like studies with it and stuff.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not
ocean, though it's
connected.
not space. So it's ocean.
I really like ocean.
Do you like both?
Yeah.
You think you can like both?
It's going to be tough. Yeah. No, I've actually never been to the Bay campus.
I thought you were going to say I've never been to the ocean.
I've never been, but I've always
The Bay campus is
been
nice.
intrigued.
There's a nice little beach down the bottom of the hill.
Actually, I think I went there once when I was like pretty young, but never as an adult or anything. And I obviously didn't go to school there. But I do have a friend that did go to school there, and he was able to land an internship with like a partnership with the NOAA facility that's right next door as well. And he was, for many, many years, an internship that turned into a job for many years. He was like...
Is it like a submarine?
Just tagging sharks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, to do like shark studies.
He's giving sharks little piercings?
Little tags, little piercings, yeah.
Wow. You got to get close to them, right?
Yeah.
In a cage in the water?
No, not that big. They're either just pulling up alongside the boat and leaning over.
Gotcha.
And flip them upside down, or pull them onto the boat.
Yeah.
And tag them. He got like tip of his thumb bit off.
He got his thumb bit off?
But just the tip.
Can we have him on the podcast?
Yeah, if you want to.
I'd love to. Sounds great.
Yeah.
You got anything else you want to say about selling things secondhand?
I feel like a good thing to know about selling things secondhand, if you don't know this, is that a lot of municipalities have like safe online sell zones.
Yes.
Like generally like around police stations or things like that.
Right, a couple of parking spots.
Yeah, they'll have like a section of a parking lot, or they say, this parking lot's fine, and we have cameras and everything.
Right.
So if anything happens, it's monitored by.
Right. There are cameras in like most places, like Target parking lots to public places. Like, it does make sense to meet in like a public area.
Yeah.
I feel like half the things, especially bike stuff, I've shipped actually.
Yeah.
But
I've shipped some stuff. Shipped some sneakers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like a lot of times with like, if you're meeting up with someone locally for bike stuff, like that's a specific type of person.
True.
But if you're just selling random stuff, like the amount of hits that you get from random people, and you're selling
some AirPods,
also random things. It's just like, I don't know who this person is. Like I sold a whole set of like Google Home things.
Yeah.
To somebody, and I met them up in Pawtucket at the police station because that was like a safe zone.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you're just selling random stuff. You get it. You know who you're meeting. Yeah. But if you're just like, I got to sell my bike, and there's someone that lives in Warwick, and you're gonna meet up, and they want to buy your bike for $2,000,
right?
Like, you could probably trust them.
Yeah, unless they ride your bike away. What if they get on the bike and ride away?
True.
That'd be bad.
But then you get in your car and you just follow them.
Yeah, good point. Great point. Yeah.
And you know who they are. You talk to them on Facebook.
Yeah. Maybe
even have their phone number.
Yeah, they probably have mutual friends.
You probably have some mutual friends out there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go on to our next segment. Pulled from the internet. Once again, I found some posts online.
Posts online. And I didn't read it. I did not read it ahead of time.
I got a couple here. The second one we might not get to because we kind of even talked about it before. It was like bike washing and cleaning after rainy weather. But this one is better, I think. This is from Left Offer on the cycling subreddit, user left-offer. And it says, I've never calibrated my power meter. I feel so noob for posting this. Yikes. I haven't done the zero offset calibration on my 4i left side power meter in probably about 3 years and thousands of miles on it since purchased. It feels like my power numbers have been lower than they should be, but I did the zero offset calibration today, got the current calibration to equal 10, successful, and my power number shot way up. I'd say a difference in average power of about 70 watts.
70 watts?
So first of all, do you run a power meter?
No, but I used to.
You used to. Which one did you have?
I just had the Stages left side crank.
Left side crank. And Stages...
Because it was like the cheapest option.
Still in business?
I actually don't know.
4i still in business? I do not think so.
I don't know.
I don't think so. So these like... I could be wrong. One or both of them could be out of business, or could have been like filed for bankruptcy and someone else bought them by now.
Yeah.
It's.
I feel like I heard that about Stages, but.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't remember.
This isn't like
I'm not an authority on this.
Yeah, this isn't a cycling podcast. We're not authorities on this. Now, when you had a power meter, how often did you calibrate it?
Honestly, I would probably do it whenever I'd think about it. So that might be like every couple weeks.
And how did you have to do it? Through an app on your phone? Through like a specific Stages app on your phone?
Yeah, just a Stages app on
the phone. And you couldn't do it through your head unit at the time?
I don't think I could.
Oh. I calibrate my power meter every ride.
Yeah.
And because my head unit, when it connects to my power meter, I have it set to a prompt that says, do you want to calibrate? And it takes 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So you just put the cranks vertically.
Yep.
You hold the bike still. You click the button. Boom. Set. Calibration successful. 0. Offset.
Mm-hmm.
Easy. You set the crank length.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
I mean, I would do it maybe once every couple of weeks, maybe a month at most.
You don't need to do it every ride.
I never really noticed anything, blaring that I felt was way off.
No, you don't.
And occasionally if I did, I would calibrate it.
Yeah. You do not need to do it every ride. I just do it because it's easy. You also do need to calibrate your power meters more when it's cold out, especially if your bike is going from warm to cold quickly. If it sits in a cold space and you're just going to go outside and it's going to be cold, that's not bad. But it's like the temperature change that is like can be wrong. Also, really? If you like fall or you drop your bike, that's a great time to want to recalibrate your power meter because that's gonna There's there's little accelerometers in there, and it's like judging the strain in the gauge, and like that's how it's determining your power numbers. But like I love my power meter, and I think what I like most about it is like not like staring at my numbers during a ride, but more like afterwards. My power numbers, but during the ride, looking at like calories and like my strain score, like during a ride, because when looking at calories helps me realize how much I should be eating on a ride, you know, because like even the difference between like for me, a 185 watt average ride versus 165 is like quite significant. Like for 3 hours, like I'm burning a lot more calories, like, and it's just, I like that about it, I think, more than like, I don't know, trying to like just like do an FTP test because I do not do FTP tests, But yeah, I think it's funny that this person like, what the hell, like, and then they're like, I feel like my power numbers have been lower than they should be. You just calibrate it more often, and then you'll know more. Like you don't even have room to speculate if this is your approach. I don't think.
Did this person ever calibrate it? Did they know they needed to calibrate it when they set it up, or you know what I mean? Like
no, I haven't done the zero offset calibration in probably about 3 years and thousands of miles on it since I purchased it.
So it sounds like maybe they did it once right when they got it.
Yeah,
and just figured it'd be good.
Yeah.
And then they were thinking their power numbers were off after 3 years.
You know what? I will hand it to them. They were very honest. Why did they post this on Reddit? I don't know. They know now that what they were doing was wrong.
They could have just posted a question and be like, how often do you calibrate your power meter?
Yes, right.
But also...
Instead, they were like,
why is it even a Reddit question?
What?
Why is it even a Reddit question?
That's what I'm saying.
You could just Google that and
it's
find it in 1 second.
It's just a post that says, I've never calibrated my power meter. That's the title of the post. Which, I really like that. And I think maybe some people don't know that you should be calibrating your power meter, let's say once a week. Every time you charge your bike or charge your power meter. I have the Asioma pedals. So there's like a magnet that
I was going to ask what
clips onto them.
What
I have
power meter do you have?
Favero Asioma pedals, which I will, and this is just anecdotally, say they are the best power meter. They're the best power meter. Sorry. They're the best power meter. And they've gotten even better recently because the puck that used to be on the outside is now on the inside. Now they have a gravel one, and all the mechanics are on the inside of the pedal. There's no more little puck, which like people are like, oh, you're going to smash that thing. My Favero, and price point wise, they're cheaper than like those dual-sided, the Shimano ones.
Yeah.
I think the Garmin pedals get pretty good.
You've been running that brand for a while, haven't you?
So I have a Cork power meter, like a crank-based one on my gravel bike, but the Faveros I've had on my road bike since I was riding the Look all the time outside.
Right.
So before the Cervelo. So over 25,000 miles. Like, and I think they're fantastic.
Wow. You've been running the same set? Or have you bought new ones?
Last year, so the original pair that I bought used on Facebook Marketplace for maybe 80% of MSRP. They were like brand new, and I got them for like $400. But they didn't come with their warranty, and they do have a really good warranty system. They have a really great app too. Their app connects with your pedals so easily that when you're doing a diagnostics check, like with them, like with the folks at Favero, they know exactly what pedals you have, the serial number of the pedals, the firmware of the pedals, because it's just like all integrated with their system. Last year, Black Friday, or 2 years ago, they were having a sale where like they don't ever do a sale. It's a reasonably priced power meter at like dual sided, like $650. And I think they were like down to $550.
Oh wow!
And so I was like, I'm gonna buy these brand new ones. I bought the brand new ones for $550. Now I have the warranty, and I sold the used ones for $400, which I think was the same price I paid for them. Yeah, because they're solid. Like they're solid, and they come with an easy magnet charger. I know a few people that have them, and I think they're damn good power meter. And if I needed pedal based power meters for my gravel bike, I would get those pedal ones. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good price.
Yeah, I think they're solid. I mean, maybe that's gone up $50 in the last few years because I feel like everything has gone up. But I do feel like, and most bikes just come with it built in. Like if you're going to go and buy a $10,000 bike, it has a dual-sided or maybe even a single-sided power meter on it.
Right.
But like
Seems
on the
to be.
cost sheet, that's going to be like $800 to $1,200. You know, like those things are pretty expensive.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really like those, and I think they are and they're true cycling. They're Italian, So I throw those on a Bianchi and with some Campy, and you're gonna be friggin' eating spaghetti at the finish line. Okay, do we have time to talk about Winter Bike League real quick?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
All right, Winter Bike League is starting in January. It is. This is what I have in quotes here. This is what I decided to put in quotes, but I feel like it's too corny to just read it. So I have to say that I put this in quotes. Decided to keep riders motivated during the tough winter month, build base miles, and have fun in a supportive community. This is 6 stages over 3 months. We did this last year, maybe 2 years ago too. I think this is the third year doing it. 6 stages over 3 months. So the first and third Saturday of each month, January, February, and March, they're going to be about 35 miles per stage. The every other week is sort of like built in as like a backup week in case it like rains or in case the weather is really bad. We'll like push it a week. But the idea is to have 2 a month. All of the events will be posted on Strava. The first 2 are already posted on Strava. If you're someone that likes to do big rides throughout the season, if you like to race, if you like to just like do like big adventure epic rides like D2R2 or the Grey Lock Challenge, this is a good time of year to like get those base miles in. Sort of the cold months, right? So that's the idea of these rides are like low pressure group rides. There are Strava segments to go out and attack, but it's mostly just like a zone 2 ride otherwise, which, I think helps a lot of people's fitness at this time of year. And I think is also appropriate when it's colder because you don't want to be riding too hard, getting too sweaty, So yeah, that's the idea behind it. There's wild card categories. I did mention the Strava segments, which you can get points on, but like there is a point system, and the best way to get points is just by showing up, right? You get 5 points just for showing up, and 5 points for a wild card category, and then you just get points on the segments if you get first, 3 points, 2 points, 1 point for second and third. But yeah, the last one is going to be the first one, and the last one will be at MBX, right. And the last one's going to have like a nice little like post-ride food and refreshments. Maybe we'll like set up a fire outside and have some food and like hand out prizes and stuff. So yeah, I think it'll be fun.
Do you know what the number one winner's prize is going to be for that? Or you haven't figured it out?
You want to get something 3D printed? You want to workshop it right now? What did I give last year? I think t-shirts and hats. I think I basically just give out It's Just a Hill swag. Maybe NBX will help with something.
That's
Talk
a good
to
idea.
them about it.
Yeah. Maybe a little collab.
Yeah. I would, what I've been trying to do? I want to do something with like patches. Like maybe if you come to every stage, you get a patch.
What if you had did iron on vinyl things so that you could iron them onto a jersey?
Have you ever ironed a jersey? Would that work? Yeah,
I don't see why I wouldn't. I think you just need low heat. You'd have to get the right type of vinyl, like the stretchy vinyl.
It is a good point because, you know, you get patches, but like, what do you do with them?
Right, because if you were gonna get like a patch from something cycling related,
yeah,
you'd want it to be on something that you would wear.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is like your
scenario.
like bike packing bags. Like otherwise, what are you gonna put it on?
Yeah,
your bar bag, maybe. You know, but you're not gonna sew a patch onto a kit,
right? You're not gonna sew it. Yeah, no. That's what I'm thinking. You're
no,
not gonna
ironing
sew
on
like
is
a legit
is better option.
Yeah, because I think you can get
I'd be worried about
vinyl.
ironing my kit.
So you just gotta start low, I guess.
Just gotta start on some like jersey that I don't like anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you try it out and then you have the knowledge, and then then you can tell everyone at the end. Everyone who came to every weekend and got their 5 points per day.
Well, that's the thing too. If you go to every one, you get 5 points per, and then you get a bonus 5 points for going to all 6.
And the bonus, I forgot about that one. And you're probably going to win at that point.
That's a great way to win. That's a great way to win.
Just show up.
I think so. Johnny, our friend Johnny, won last year. I think
right,
he went to every. Maybe he missed one.
Yeah.
That's the thing too. It's hard to plan when things get rained out or snowed out. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's why I'm trying to put them all on the calendar right now. First and third Saturday of each month.
Nice.
So yeah, the first one's January 4th from MBX, and the second one is January 18th from the North Scituate Community Lot. 38 miles and 36 miles respectively. The Strava segments are listed. The wildcard category for the first one is the most high-vis kit, which let's be honest, I might be winning that because I've been wearing a lot of high-vis lately.
Have you?
Because I don't trust people in cars. Wildcard category is best ride snack. Yes, I wear orange and bright green I wear orange every single ride, probably bright green every single ride. I'm also, I'll show you a little sneak peek at maybe the next jersey design for It's Just a Hill when we talk about drones. There's no formal sign up. You just show up and ride. Participation is free, but if you want to be on the Strava segments, you got to have Strava. So you got to have that linked up. I talked about the points. I talked about all of that. You know, I think it's just a fun way to spend some winter hours on the bike with your friends. Yeah.
It's good. It's a good vibe. I've really enjoyed the times that I've come to to those rides. I have not made it to all of the rides each of the years we've done it, but
sorry.
But it's a nice vibe, and I like the concept.
Thank you. It was inspired by my friend Brandon Graney, who lives in Athens, Georgia, and he does a winter bike league. He's in the middle of his already. Him and his group of friends, they do like the weather's different there. They do like huge rides, like 80 or 90 mile rides. I'm not sure if there's like a point system or anything, but I was like, "What's winter bike league?" He's like, "Oh, it's this thing," and I was like, "All right, I like that. I like the sound of that." Yeah, so I came up with this format. Yeah, it's fun. I like it.
I like the I like the segment portion of it.
Yeah,
the attacking the segments. Yeah. But I think we should clarify this. Do you have to pay for Strava? To have to show up on the segments, or do you just have to have your profile public?
You just have to have your profile public, or you have to have your ride available for everyone in order to show up on the Strava segment. Yes.
Right. So you show up on the segment.
Yes. Okay. If you make it a private event.
Leaderboard.
Yes.
Public leaderboards.
Yes.
You have to pay. You have to have a paid account.
No.
To show up on the leaderboards. No?
No.
All right.
I don't think so.
Just checking.
As much of a Strava hater as I am, I do not think so. I don't think you need to have a paid account to show up on the leaderboards.
You just have to make sure that your profile is
public
and viewable to everybody.
Correct.
And then you're on the public.
Not even public to everybody, as long as I follow you, and you're on the leaderboard. You know, because you can turn leaderboards off, like you can turn local legends off. You know, they implemented a lot of security, like safety things, like a couple years ago.
Yeah,
I think it was right after a certain lady killed another certain lady who was dating another guy who rides bikes. Strava was like, oh, they were tracking a lot of stuff.
Wow.
And so that's scary, So I think that's when they decided to do like
that's crazy.
Like the radius around your house or whatever that doesn't show up, all that sort of stuff. That was part of it. But I do not think you need to be a paying customer to just be on the leaderboard. So,
Cool.
Okay. Yeah. Stage 1, bring your high vis kit, January 4th. Hope to see you there. Well, hope to see you there, but I hope to see you there too. Hopefully the weather's not bad. I was going to say it was 70 degrees today. It was 55 degrees today.
Yeah. It was pretty warm today.
Yeah. All right. You got anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
Did you know that the planet Mercury, even though it's the closest to the sun, it is not the hottest planet?
Venus is the hottest planet?
Venus, the second planet, is the hottest planet.
Is that because of the atmosphere?
Yes.
The atmosphere on Mercury is thicker?
There's no atmosphere on Mercury.
So it doesn't retain heat.
Correct.
Venus retains the heat.
Greenhouse effect.
Wow.
Global warming.
Nope. I'm out. I wish we just edited it. I didn't have to plug anything. First plug is the most important one. Shout out to you for that space knowledge.
Hey, you're welcome.
Did you have that planned? Because can we make that needs to be a new thing?
Oh yeah.
At the end of every episode, when I'm like, "Is there anything you want to add?" If you don't have a cycling thing,
okay,
I would welcome that. That was great.
I'm never gonna have a cycling thing.
Okay,
just space thing.
Just space thing.
I could come up with a space fact each time.
Thank you for your space fact. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being my podcasting partner in crime. Thank you for this. Thank you for getting the other one. Thank you for getting the second year one printed as well. It's got the root on the bottom of it. Listen, this is all free. Not to pat ourselves on the back, but this is what it's all about, right?
True.
Making these little things. Free. Podcast is free. The rides are free. The jersey that I'm going to show Brian, that's not going to be free. I want you to buy it. You can buy a sticker on the website. You can buy a t-shirt.
Yeah,
I don't want to talk about like that for 20 minutes, but sometimes I'm like, do I charge people for the cycling club? And I only think about it for like 30 seconds. And I'm like, no way. Like I would never do that.
Yeah, you have brought it up many times.
I just don't think it's worth doing.
Why?
Why do it?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, I'm glad we agree on that.
Well, I mean, what benefits? We're a group of people that like to ride bikes, and we get together and we ride our bikes, and it's social. Yeah. What else do you need to add to that? Like, why would we charge people?
Right? Don't you
what
think
are we going to provide for them?
Don't you think just like selling
food after the rides?
Selling a hat or a t-shirt like the one you're wearing is like a bet, right? At least it's like tangible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
And then people can choose for whether or not they want to.
Yeah. Because
support us in that way.
You know how people are like, cycling is free. It's not, because it's expensive, because bikes are expensive. But like,
who says that?
It's like a thing. It's like an old trope about cycling, because like you can just get on a bike and ride. And go. Yeah. We need to have a bike and a helmet. And if you're riding like dorks like us, because I do think it's very dorky, things start to add up. Even if it's just jerseys, kit, helmet.
I say that about running.
What?
That it's
dorky?
Free. No, that's free.
Oh. Well, it's freer.
Just like get out your door, walk out your door and run.
Yeah.
Which I know I'm kidding. Like sneakers are expensive.
Yeah. No, they're cheap.
And it has their own set of apparel and everything.
Yeah. No, it does.
I'm just kidding.
I do, that's another thing that I think about sometimes, and I only think about it for about 30 seconds. Like, should I go for a run today? I'm like, nah, fuck
30
that.
seconds?
Yeah.
That's a long time to think about it.
Yeah, well, maybe 5 seconds then. But every once in a while when I'm like, oh, it's a little bit rainy, I wouldn't have to clean my bike after, like, because the rain itself doesn't bother me, It's like it's a little bit more, what am I trying to say? It's less safe to ride in the rain.
Oh, yeah.
Because
then versus run in the rain.
Yes, I think so. Like if it's just drizzling, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so.
Like a nice little drizzle, But yeah, I don't know. Running hurts me.
Yeah. I saw someone running on the way here. It was dark out.
Yeah.
They had on the nice big like light up vest thing, with like green flashing.
Yeah.
But they were running on the wrong side of the road.
Oh my God.
Enough said.
Well, Brian, thank you for doing everything you do on the show. Thank you for doing the editing that you do and all that stuff. Thank you, Brian. Thank you for wearing the merch to the episode.
Hey, you're welcome.
You're welcome. Make sure to check out MBX, the official bike shop of It's Just a Hill. They will be the host of the first and last stage of the 2025 WBL. That's the Winter Bike League. And of course, right, I like to talk trash of it, but we wouldn't have this cycling club without Strava. Are you holding back a laugh over there?
Yeah.
You're not going to say it?
No.
Okay. Make sure to join It's Just a Hill over on Strava for all your group ride needs. There's a WhatsApp chat. There's our Discord. Like and subscribe this very video. Comment below if you think you know what Brian's giggling about, because I missed it totally. If you're watching on YouTube, rated us on your platform, your podcasting platform of choice. But not my best episode. Kind of swirling over my words.
I think it's great. I think this casual nature is fantastic.
Okay. There's a lot of... So I was checking how many calories I burnt today, not what time it was. 4,845 calories burnt today.
Ooh, baby. How long did you ride for?
70 miles, 4 hours. Wow. I stopped at Brooklyn Market, got baklava. Fresh baklava.
Wow.
Brooklyn Market. Brooklyn, Connecticut.
Yeah, let's say, where's that?
New York. Brooklyn, Connecticut.
Brooklyn, Connecticut.
Near Plainfield.
The town is Brooklyn?
Yes. Yes. It's near Plainfield.
Baklava.
It's really good.
How the Brits say baklava.
Baklava. My favorite Star Wars character. Bye.
We are It's Just a Hill, a cycling club that promotes inclusion, judgment-free, with no gatekeepers. Focused on creating content from behind the handlebars to in the studio, It's Just a Hill is producing videos and podcasts to spread the message that cycling is for everyone. We are focused on reminding everyone that riding your bike can help you overcome any obstacle, because after all, it's just a hill.
Decaf left, regular right. Decaf left, regular right. It's very challenging work.